Welcome to part 2 of our Cape Town adventure. In this episode, we cover days 4 through 6, where we packed in some of Cape Town's most iconic experiences. From cruising out of Hout Bay to see the resident seals, to visiting the penguins at Boulders Beach, standing at the Cape of Good Hope, exploring colorful Bo-Kaap, and even hiking Lion's Head at sunset. Let's get started. After using the hop-on, hop-off bus for the 2 days in our last episode, I still had several places on my must-see list farther south on the Cape Peninsula. At first I thought about renting a car, but I found the perfect full-day tour through Get Your Guide that hit all the major spots. Group tours like this are also really budget-friendly, but if you want a more customized itinerary, a private guide would be the way to go. Our first stop was Hout Bay, a charming fishing village surrounded by dramatic mountains. Here we hopped on a short boat cruise out to Seal Island. This was included in our tour. The ride was quick, maybe 30 minutes round trip, and gave us amazing views of the bay and the playful Cape fur seals lounging on the rocks. It was a bit of a cloudy day and the waves were a little rough, but the boat ride was smooth and quick. On our way down to the Cape, we stopped at the Imhoff Farm, a charming little place to grab some food and coffee. Break, got a little spinach feta pie.
Yeah, there's that little bakery in here. I think
South African style.
This was like, I think it was like $1.50.
After our stop, we headed to the Cape of Good Hope. As we entered the park, we were greeted by a few surprises: a female ostrich along the roadside and some playful baboon families hanging out nearby. Our tour guide did have us roll up the windows as we passed the baboons for our safety. Then these male ostriches strutting seaside. I'll never get over the feeling of just seeing these animals casually roaming free in the wild. Of course, we had to stop for the signature photo at the Cape of Good Hope sign. It's basically a rite of passage, with a lot of other people waiting in line. And here's a fun fact: a lot of people think this is the southernmost point of Africa, but that title actually goes to Cape Agulhas, about 90 miles east of here. The Cape of Good Hope is, however, the most southwestern point of the continent. Then we did a quick 15-minute hike up to the top to the lighthouse. We're hiking up to
Cape Point.
Cape Point. We just took a picture. Cape of Good Hope, Cape Point. We took a picture down at Cape of Good Hope, and now we're hiking up this like 15-minute little trail up to Cape
Lighthouse.
Point. Lighthouse. It's not that hard. That's silly. So this original lighthouse was built in 1859, but it turned out to be too high up. The fog and clouds often obscured the light for passing ships. So in 1919, a new lighthouse was built closer to sea level. We just climbed up to the lighthouse of Cape Point Lighthouse, up to the top. This is the view down below. We're going to get back on the bus and head towards the penguins. We're going to go see Boulders Beach and go check out the penguins. We stopped in Simonstown for lunch, and here's a big downside of going on a group trip, is that lunch took way too long with so many people, so it kind of threw off our timing for the rest of the trip. A little seafood lunch at the harbor view, but I would have liked this Korean place. Look at this. There's a Korean kitchen right next door. Our next stop was Boulders Beach, home to the world-famous colony of African penguins. Honestly, it was photos of these penguins that first put Cape Town on my bucket list years ago. The Boulders colony started in 1982 with just 2 breeding pairs, and now there are over 3,000 penguins living here. Sadly, African penguins are considered endangered. Their population has dropped by more than 60% over the last few decades due to habitat loss, overfishing, and climate change. If you come, be sure to stay on the walkways, never touch or feed the penguins, and support conservation efforts through the park entrance fee or local wildlife organizations. It was fabulous just watching them waddle across the sand, preen their feathers, and dive into the waves. We even saw Mama nesting on top of her baby chicks. Unfortunately, we were running a bit behind schedule, so we didn't actually get down to Muizenberg Beach itself. The beach is famous for its brightly colored changing huts and a long stretch of sand. Muizenberg has also been an important part of history. During apartheid, the beachfront areas were segregated. It wasn't until 1990 that they were non-segregated. With the increase of great white sharks, there's a shark spotting program that will sound an alarm if a shark is spotted in the waters below. Our last stop of the day was Bo-Kaap, home of the Cape Malay community for centuries, many of whom are descendants of enslaved people brought from Malaysia, Indonesia, and other parts of Africa. The houses here were originally white during the era of slavery. The neighborhood was designated for colored residents under forced segregation laws, but the community fought to preserve their homes and culture, and they are said to have been painted in bright colors as a celebration of freedom once the community gained the right to their own homes. We were only here for a short time, as tours are not supposed to be here after 5 because security does go home at that time, although we did feel completely safe on the streets of Bo-Kaap. Try out Nandos. If you're in Cape Town, you gotta hit up Nandos. Nandos is the equivalent of our fast food chains, but I would never compare the menu and freshness of the food at Nandos to anything we serve up at our fast food joints. Super budget-friendly prices and such a great menu. So Nandos is known for their fast food. We got a double order of wedges, a chicken salad, chicken burger, and Mike already ate his halloumi bites. But we got all that for about $10, $11? Yeah, $12. Not our favorite kind of weather.
Not our favorite.
We're gonna go grab some coffee, do some shopping. We have dinner reservations tonight, so we'll make the best of it. Day 5 gave us a real taste of Cape Town in winter. It rained all day, but we made the best of it. Embracing the wet weather and cozy vibes, we started our day with a walk to Truth Coffee, one of the city's most famous coffee spots. Known for its steampunk decor and expertly crafted brews, it's the perfect place to warm up and fuel up for a rainy day of exploring. Seemed like a lot of people had the same idea. Okay, we walked 4 miles in the rain. We're soaked now. But we're here at the V&A watershed. We're gonna go do some shopping. After drying out a bit, all we really wanted was some good food. And thank goodness Cape Town has plenty of options. The Timeout Market at the V&A Waterfront was the perfect stop, offering a huge variety of stalls and cuisines. It's a lively way to spend a rainy afternoon without feeling cooped up. Wagyu, chicken and tonkatsu. I think they're a hit, right?
Show them over. Can you see them over there?
Yep. The how about now?
This is like a little. It's like a little food court outside of the main shopping mall here in Cape Town, and they've got like probably a dozen restaurants in here. All the food looks amazing. And the prices are right too.
These are super like crunchy, yummy.
Little Korean. What do you call them?
Bao buns. They're not Korean, but they are Korean infused.
Oh.
They're kimchi, little Asian fusion.
Yeah.
This is the tonkatsu with kimchi in it. I made reservations at Gold Restaurant about a month before our departure because I had heard it got filled up pretty quickly. Oh my goodness. That's a good one. We were welcomed at the door and immediately swept into a fully immersive African experience. As we sat down, we had our faces painted to fit the mood. Then the evening kicks off with a drumming session where everyone gets to join in. It's impossible not to smile and have some fun.
Hey.
Once the hand washing stops, you know it won't be long until the food follows.
What is missing is just
So then comes the tasting menu, 14 different dishes from all around Africa, beautifully presented and packed with flavor. It's the perfect way to try authentic meals you might never order on your own, and the performance between courses keeps the night feeling festive and immersive. Samosas. This is a ostrich salad.
Ostrich salad. Here we go.
On day 6, we woke up to blue in the sky, so I immediately called an Uber to get us to the beach. On our way out, we stopped in to take a look at the gym. Shame on us. The Hilton has such a great gym, and we never actually took advantage of it while we were here. Nice to know if we ever come back. With the blue skies and sunshine, we headed to Clifton 4th Beach, a spot I'd heard so much about and couldn't wait to see for myself. Clifton isn't just one beach, it's actually 4 small coves separated by giant boulders, each with its own vibe. Clifton 4th is one of the most popular. It's known for a soft white sand, crystal clear but chilly Atlantic water, and incredible views of the 12 Apostles mountain range. It's also one of the trendiest beaches in Cape Town where locals and visitors alike will come to sunbathe, play beach volleyball, or just relax and take in the scenery. Percy has to go in the water. Uh-oh. He did say it's warmer than California. Ah, there's me going. Oh my gosh, wait. I'm up on the rocks, okay.
Cape Town, trying to get a little bit of sun and beach time in.
Who says you can't do Cape Town in the winter?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Even in winter, it felt like the perfect place to slow down, and we had it basically to ourselves. If there's one restaurant in Cape Town you absolutely shouldn't miss, it's Kloof Street House. Luckily for us, it was right around the corner from where we were staying. Set in a gorgeous old Victorian house, rumored to have been a brothel back in the day, Kloof Street House is more than just a restaurant. It's a collection of eclectic rooms and lush garden spaces, each bursting with its own personality.
Cool.
Hey. From the vintage chandelier to the cozy corners filled with books and quirky decor, every space feels like its own little discovery. We loved wandering through the gardens and rooms before sitting down for our meal. Calamari starter with some arancini with mushrooms and truffle.
Let's get a bowl with sauce.
We're in trouble when the food's already this good. Just the first few bites. Salmon and veggies, some wild mushrooms with truffle, and the special of the day, which is a pasta with truffles and wild mushrooms and Parmesan. One of the absolute highlights of our trip to Cape Town was our sunset hike up Lion's Head. We booked another guided tour through Get Your Guide. There were only 3 other people in our group, so it felt intimate and peaceful, and having a guide who knew the mountain made the whole experience so much more relaxed. Lion's Head is that distinctive cone-shaped peak that sits between Table Mountain and Signal Hill, and it's one of the most popular hikes in Cape Town, especially for sunrise and sunset. As you circle around Lion's Head, the views will continuously change. They're breathtaking as you look out. This view of Signal Hill is considered the lion's body. I would not consider this hike difficult, but your knees and ankles will get a little bit of a workout. I mean, there were people running up and down this mountain. Since it gets steeper as you get towards the top, there's a series of ladders and chains to help you. One of the people on our tour dropped out at this point, but it was actually my favorite part. As long as you have some good shoes with non-slip surfaces, you'll be just fine. Originally, locals, including our guide, made this climb without any chains, ladders, or metal handles, some even barefoot, relying purely on the rock holds and skill. The trail takes about 45 minutes to an hour to reach the top. By the time we reached the top, we were treated to spectacular views stretching from the city below to the Atlantic Ocean and beyond. Our guide had some great photo spots, and even though it looks a little sketchy, the surfaces were quite large, so we felt pretty secure, as long as you're not too afraid of heights. Even with the clouds rolling in, the rainbows and the rain, the views were still spectacular, and we still got a bit of a sunset. I'm so glad Mike used the 360 on our climb down. I mean, these views of Cape Town, it's what you come for. It's such a beautiful place with all the mountains diving into the sea. This hike was definitely a highlight of our trip, an experience that's not to be missed. Another experience not to be missed is returning to the Kloof Street House for dinner and cocktails. That mixologist made the best drinks. We were there for lunch, but when we saw that fireplace area, we said we had to come back, especially with it being right down the street. We had a perfect nightcap. The 5.5 days we spent in Cape Town were absolutely perfect, full of scenery, food, history, and adventure. But even better was what was waiting for us next. We are off to a 3-day safari at a private reserve near Kruger National Park. We've been lucky enough to travel the world and experience so many incredible places, but what came next was truly life-changing, the kind of experience that stands out as the highlight of all of our travels. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and follow along. You won't want to miss episode 3, where we take you on a safari into the wilds of South Africa.